And it is the podcast again.
It is Tuesday.
Today comes with, can you believe we are January 17th.
January, this year is flying by. Flying. It is just flying by.
Great. It is, so you can schedule 2 months in advance.
January 17th.
You're going to have an attitude. You can schedule 2 months in advance in Facebook groups.
Yes.
So I try to get some of the,
It's
like that. I'm already doing March stuff.
Wow. March Madness.
Yeah. So, and then you have, the kind of thing in my head, the spring months are March, April, and May.
Is March a spring month?
I think it's the thought, the birds are considering their tweedly songs.
Okay.
Then you get June, July, August. To me, those are summer months.
Dog days.
Dog days. And then we go straight into Christmas with September.
Cannot wait for Christmas.
So really.
Are we sad that Christmas passed us? I am a little heartbroken.
Gam's sad. Christmas is, the only reason why you like Christmas so much is that you get to spend the day with the people that you like. And if you don't get to spend the day, then there's no Christmas. So you need to get to the day, spend it with people, and then look forward to the next one.
I just think it's the time, and if it doesn't pass, you can't miss it. So if it was Christmas all year, it would be like
the anticipation, but the anticipation was built on many days.
Yeah, I don't necessarily love Christmas Day. I love December till the 24th. 25th, everything's closed. You have to
just go walk around the same room. Many people have not taken their lights down. It's
I
still
never taken my tree down, man. It's still it's a great nightlight. I love it.
When will you be?
I said it's coming down this week.
Really?
Maybe.
Okay. So I know on the last podcast, Corey was sick, and we missed the twin test.
Yeah.
But Corey has a twin test you would like to start with.
You know what? I have ordered.
Wait, before we get started.
Yes.
Let's leave it on a cliffhanger. Welcome to the podcast. Now,
Welcome to the podcast.
What can people find on the podcast?
Welcome. We invite you to join our group on Facebook. That is where the spinoff for the podcast came from. It's Sugar Cookie Marketing Group. And what we talk about on the podcast is little things that we found in the group, that hot topics, new updates, marketing nuggets.
She likes to wear nugget bars.
Like me a nugget.
Chicken nugget, please.
And we try to do this every Tuesday, and we've been pretty good about it. Most every Tuesday. I could have taken off last Tuesday because I was sick, and I said, you know what? The people need their tea.
Mm-hmm. And Corey poured it. But what she didn't pour was
a good attitude. Oh, that too.
So you are running an experiment.
I'm running an experiment because you know what? We as cookiers love a good gold. If it craters, we gold it. Don't know what to do for background? Spray some gold on it.
So you're doing a battle of the golds.
We're calling it the gold digger.
The gold digger.
Because we are going to find the
gold rush
that digs.
Hand Corey a shovel.
So I have gotten on Amazon and Etsy.
Okay.
And I have
dangerous
collecting. Dare I say I have almost mined 15 different golds.
Okay, a couple questions.
Yeah.
These are all edible golds?
Supposedly.
See that big asterisk. And I know the Luster Dust Wars of 2021 where it's that whole, is it edible? If it's edible, is it no offense, one of them I know tastes gross apparently.
There is one that someone tastes good. I've gotten the bad tasting one to really put it to my taste buds, which my taste buds are along Olive Garden's. Off. You know, I think Olive Garden tastes good, so bear that in mind.
Nothing equality here. But okay,
so here's my mindset.
What are you running through the test?
We need to see how easy it is. I'm thinking about using the color solution. Are you familiar?
No. Sounds like a great solution.
You know how you use vodka or alcohol to use? The color solution came out with an alcohol-free mix that you can mix with your gold, and it's supposed to work better than
all
alcohol.
All of them have to use this thing then.
Yeah, so I wonder, should I do the alcohol?
Could you do an alcohol one and then this non-alcohol thing for both of those?
That is a lot of extra work on my
30.
part.
If you got 15. Then we're going to
That's a lot. 30. So here's, go with me real quick, because I have to make sure that, I didn't do good in science class. Well, yeah. Okay, I was going to make all of them circles. I'm going
Right.
to make the same batch, same icing,
that's
circles.
fair.
Okay.
Good.
And all same consistency. So no one could say that one was too
Right.
watery or something. Then I'm going to do 3 different lines, fine lines
Okay.
on half of the circle. Because we need to see if this gold paints fine lines really well.
Okay.
And then I'm going to do the other half where someone's texting me. Oh, my son's school ended. The other half where there is just where I paint it on and we see how good it covers.
Okay, that's a good one.
Thoughts?
That's the third test. I think it's great.
Someone had a great idea how it photographs.
Why? Because they don't know photogram this
They don't always, you can't always see the gold.
Yeah. Here's a thing I've noticed looking at stuff
Yeah.
on the internet. Some of the gold is metallic-y.
Yes.
Some of it is muted.
Yeah.
Tarnished,
Yeah.
dare I say.
Yeah, I would say like an antique.
Are you
finish.
Is there any problematic thing with gold and long-term drying? Are you gonna like set them and watch them?
Here's my thing.
Okay. I guess you got to eat it too.
Yeah, see, it's going to be hard by the time I get there.
Yeah.
We have to
I guess really the
how it
application.
paints.
All our job is to sell and get the cookie in the hands of the
Right.
client. If they keep it for 30 years, it's on them.
Right. So,
No gold has to carry the weight of 30
yeah.
years.
So I'm just seeing, and TMP, which Heather's the gold we don't talk about that she just spoke of.
TNP.
TMP, Truly Mad Plastics Gold, is the one that is non-toxic, but technically not edible. But they have a great blurb on their website that you could say to customers, and it makes a lot of sense.
So when we say not edible, we could kill you?
It's not approved by the FDA.
Are any of these FDA approved?
A lot of them say edible, made from edible ingredients,
Okay,
made from
that's what I think it
FDA
is.
approved ingredients.
Not the FDA is
Not-
not getting
yeah,
a little
I know.
bluster dust
Yes,
eating that bad boy.
right.
Okay.
But
So then why
TMP to me is the best looking gold out there.
that's why it's so controversial.
Yeah, because it looks so good.
So it's not edible, but
It's
wink, wink,
non-toxic.
not.
And I've eaten many. And we're still here today.
I was saying, like,
Talking about
when I look at what I eat, the amount of Krispy Kreme donuts I ate in one sitting this weekend because they had the Friday
Shame
the
on you
13th.
for not bringing them.
You know,
I didn't eat one gosh darn donut.
and I ate them all. I'm sure I'm not going to live a
Did you eat
longer
them on
life.
Friday or Saturday?
They were red.
Gosh, yeah.
They were high.
Gosh, yeah.
Corey and I are trying to give up sugar in the new year. It's
And
going
guess
as
what?
expected.
I am
Okay, that'll be good. So the Gold Rush.
The Gold Rush Rally
Rush.
brush is starting soon. I have to
Okay.
make the cookies.
And where can we follow this?
We're going to do this
You're doing
on
a series?
Instagram.
Instagram.
Yeah. We're going to do a series because there's no way that I
Yeah.
can do that many golds in a minute.
Right.
So we're doing one an episode.
Okay, great. Maybe you could also, like, once you do the 15, have them vote right or left and then see who the winner is.
I also think once the cookie dries, I'll write which gold it is on there with a fine tip marker so we can visually
that'd
see.
be a great
And then
idea.
I could do one big picture, make you like
Great
edit them side
idea.
by side so you can visually look. It'll be the gold test, end all gold test.
Interesting. I would be so curious what wins. I know one of them's good, but tastes bad.
There is one that it's actually a royal icing mix.
Hmm.
So there's no painting involved. It comes out gold. And that one has a controversial taste.
It's the cilantro argument.
It's supposedly. I've not tried it, but it is a part of our lineup.
This is interesting. I think this
A lot
would
of
be
these
great
golds
test.
I've never heard of. One gold said it was edible when I got it and started reading about it. It was 100% not edible.
Did you boot him?
I haven't I boot him, but I'm also going to bring him to awareness, like just because it says edible online.
So why would you ever buy it?
It was for cakes when you're doing a dummy layer.
What?
Yeah, a
Yeah,
layer
fake
named
dough?
after you.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, and
That's
it says
interesting.
please remove before cutting into the cake.
I would have eaten it.
I would have eaten it
Okay,
too.
that's good to know. This will be interesting. Okay, welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to the podcast.
So this week, I figured Tracy sends an email, and I figured we can actually make the whole podcast on that.
Trace.
I'm going to read it, and then I'm going to kind of interview you on it because it's kind of about what you just mentioned, and that is reels. This is a really good podcast. That's the title. It's going to be misleading. Hi, I'm in both groups, and I've been helping a friend who owns a cottage bakery only when she gets into a bind, but I myself am disabled and unable to commit to a consistent schedule due to health reasons. The more I listen to your podcast and help her, the more interested I've become in doing cookie videos. I haven't found one yet. Looking through the groups, do you have any recommendations on how to do this on your podcast or through a trusted member in the group that shows what equipment is needed and how to do it? Okay. So,
All right.
and then she said, I don't know which group you want me to ask this in, the baking or the marketing question. Just go a little from both. Okay, Tracy, great question. So, Corey, let's spend the next couple of minutes kind of walking you through. I'm going to ask you as if I don't know.
Okay.
Can anyone make a cookie? And I'm assuming she means decorating video.
Absolutely anybody can. If you have access to something to video it, like a phone, and an Instagram account.
Okay, so now let's take it back. Can I post them on Facebook?
There is such things as Facebook Reels.
And you can also just upload MP4s to Facebook feeds.
So
it's not in the same
It does not live in the
place.
same spot.
However, if you recorded for one, wouldn't you record it and post in the other place?
So you're saying for a Facebook page to post it as a video and as a reel?
Yeah, she technically never asked about reels. She just said cookie decorating videos. So I'm trying to answering the question, how much juice can we squeeze from this berry?
You can, if you look at all my accounts,
I know.
you'll eventually see the same video 5 different times.
Here's where Corey. So let's pretend we're just doing a cookie decorating video. I know she posted to the Facebook business page. That where it lives in its own weird place there. It just lives in the feed. And then she posted to Facebook Reels, which is this kind of different place. It's kind of hard to access from the page itself, but it lives in Facebook's Reels feature, not to be confused with Instagram Reels, where it kind of lives more in your profile, very easily to access. Now, with that, can you share a reel to your story? Or does it have to be uploaded natively?
It would have, if a reel's there, I can share the first part of it and then it will.
So the reel, what I know of Instagram stories, they're 15 seconds, but reels can be up to 60 seconds or 90 seconds?
90 seconds.
Now, TikTok has it up to 3 minutes. So you can kind of see that we have to go to the highest watermark. If the shortest video is where we kind of live, and that's Instagram's 90-second. Now, you need to check on
90 seconds?
Minute and a half.
Oh, yeah. That's what I try to make. I try to make them all under a minute.
So 60 seconds.
Yeah, I really try. 56 seconds is my happy place.
So, Tracy, I would say whatever you're going to do, you're going to try to squunchel. That's what my mom calls it. Squunchel it into under a minute.
Yeah.
Do not, if it's this, whatever, don't go exactly to the second that expires because it may still reject it and need require trimming.
Yeah.
So 59 seconds, safe spot. Safe spot for all platforms.
You could post it on all platforms and be okay.
Right. Okay, so now let's go to what is required to record. Give me the cheapest option.
All right.
And then
You
we'll go
can
to
hold in your hand or have your kid hold in their hand the phone and video it as you decorate. That's the literal cheapest version.
Right. Okay, it's going to introduce a lot of problems because we've got shake. Now let's say it takes you 5 minutes to decorate a cookie, and now you're going to have to use something that can warp the time, so speeding it up. So imagine a 5-minute video squished into 60 seconds with a lot of camera shake could potentially make somebody nauseous. That's camera shake.
Yeah.
Kind of gives you that boat effect of a rocking boat. So when you have someone hand holding a time lapse, it can get a little crazy.
It can get a little crazy.
But if we're talking about the cheapest option ever, your phone, your kid's hand, decorate a cookie.
Yeah. If you recognize when you're watching cookie decorating videos, they're always sped up. We don't have 20 minutes where we can watch a cookie from start to finish, crust over and then come back. That people just don't have that kind of time. So you are going to be speeding this up, cutting some parts that are of you grabbing a scribe or something like that to make it fit and flow.
And to make it be watchable. What we don't necessarily want in any kind of video or in any kind of media is dead air. An old radio term of just
where your icy bag pops open, you have to run down to the kitchen.
We wouldn't want to upload this pitter patter of desperate feet trying to find a favorite doll. So what you can do is you can cut, clip, and trim, and then use these time lapse settings. Now, Court, can you do that with the native iPhone video editor?
You know what?
You don't use that?
I don't.
You use?
There is 2 great apps that most people will recommend you to use. The first one being CapCut. That's not one I use, but the one I do use is its competitor, which is InShot.
Is this free or not?
It is. It has a free version. Unfortunately, it'll watermark it.
Okay.
But the paid version is so cheap.
How much?
I think I want to try to remember. I think it's $29.99 lifetime.
Oh, I love
or $17.99 a year.
That was what?
That's how it is.
You said a lifetime, and then you said
or a
like
year.
$30
Yeah.
forever and 17.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think,
popcorn
and then
me
it's
up.
$4.99 a month. That's what it is.
Okay, so speaking of the cheapest option, you can use an iPhone, probably any of the last 3 generations. You're going to still get real high quality stuff. Within your iPhone for free, you can increase the resolution of your videos.
Yeah, you can go up. The iPhone 14 and 13 can go up to 4K. TikTok does not take 4K videos.
It'll compress it.
It wouldn't
However-
even upload it.
Oh, it won't?
It said no.
Okay, so right now we want to stay at 59 seconds and we want to be at 1080p.
60 frames per second.
60 frames per second
Yeah,
is what
that can do that.
Okay, so if you guys, frames per second, typically most movies are shot in 24 frames per second. 60 frames per second is how you kind of watch football games. It's why it makes the people look like they're running real fast.
Yeah.
And then you have the resolution, which is 4K or 1080p and stuff like that. So the smaller the resolution, the more pixelated the video. If you feel like your videos natively on your iPhone or on your Android phone are pixelated, it's because your Android is a potato. And it's because your iPhone probably has a low resolution setting. Now, within that, you can change the frames per second. 24 is fine. However, Corey's recommending 60. 60 feels clearer.
Yeah.
For them, it's a mental thing, but okay, cool. Either one works. So 1080p, 59 seconds. Then bump up whatever you can. 60 frames per second. Right?
Yeah.
Is that what I said? Yeah, the frame per second is 60. Why? We're doing good. No, we're going to keep going. Corey said we started, we're going to keep going.
I think we're
gonna
losing them.
We are 60 minutes. No, we're going to keep going.
Stay with me.
This is the content they wanted.
Guys, stay with me, please. Do you want to restart it? No, make it easier to digest for the last half, though. Make it easier to digest.
These are settings I need to know. We're going to keep going.
24,
Okay.
60, 30.
It's how you make the videos, man. We have this, you get more questions. Okay, so we have our kid holding the camera, turning on the lights. So a lot of photography is about lighting. What is my cheapest option? I'm gonna do our cheapest option, and then I want to go to kind of the upgraded option.
The way that I film is no lights on by a window. Midday.
The sun. The sun is so you don't want direct. So when she's saying indirect, you get that kind of blurry shadow. You don't get that really harsh shadow where you can trace your hand.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be. So you're saying even with the best setup, you still prefer the indirect light
I
of
do
sun.
prefer it. I think it's less harsh. The one thing when you're decorating with royal icing, if you have a ring light or a light, while your icing is drying, you can see the light in the reflection. And your eyes are almost drawn to it just a tinge bit.
Okay, fair. Okay, so let's go back to the child tripod.
Okay.
If we didn't want to use a child, because I can only imagine Archer holding it, just would not go well.
Yeah. I found a pretty inexpensive
Okay.
one on Amazon.
Okay.
It was going to be my ride or die until I like
we'll talk about your
he
expensive
has an
option.
extended arm, but it's not a screw arm. So it's held by like just what is it when
That's hard because he can fail. So when they
he's
start,
failing.
okay,
Yeah.
so that's the risk. When you get these kind of cheaper tripod options to hold the camera steady,
Yeah.
which is a really great option to keep again that kind of motion sickness away.
Yeah.
When the arms of these tripods start to fail because your phone's too heavy, you start to get that slow
It's
drift.
a slow drift.
And it's the most frustrating thing. It's hard to fix.
Uh-huh.
The way to fix it is just to invest in a higher end tripod, and that's Corey's expensive option.
Yeah, which I recently purchased. It was a little bit of a learning curve, I will not lie, but it is the Shop Canvas lamp.
They're pretty beautiful, I'll say. They're pretty pretty.
I mean, it's really pretty. It is really pretty on
But we're
your
talking
desk.
about like $130. However, it's a functioning lamp, so it's not just a single use, like just for cookie. It's actually you could use it to light your desk as you work on the computer. And side benefit, it also is a strong enough tripod that gets kind of from that leaning issue.
It doesn't.
With the cheaper.
It does not move at all. It is a spring.
And Corey
spring
got the
one.
biggest iPhone, I think. They're just the heaviest.
I think iPhone 14. I don't know if it's the biggest screen, but it's the newest one.
But it's heavy. It's larger than Ashley,
It-
who has an
it
iPhone
is.
14.
It
It's
is.
smaller. So you're saying with this big iPhone, it's still not
It still doesn't.
having
It
that.
does not budge at all.
Great.
The,
Okay.
The one issue with it, and this is just me, when I decorate cookies, I hover over them like a mama hen on a little chick.
Okay.
Like I'm sitting over top of the cookie. The problem is that's where the canvas lamp goes. So does my head hit it often? Yes.
So would there be an in-between recommendation where you get a tripod that isn't directly overhead?
So what a lot of people do is because it has a 360-degree turn where you actually put your
canvas
phone.
map, okay.
Yeah, you can put it to the side
Oh.
and you can decorate then over top of it. So you get a side angle. But I think a lot of people, when they look at the cookie decorating videos, are used to seeing that overhead angle. So it is a little bit of a learning curve, but I'm working with it. I think that's why when I first got it, I was like, oh no, did I just waste a lot of money? Because this doesn't feel normal. But of course it's not normal. No one has a camera that's hovering over them 24/7. So what I've done is brought it up higher, zoomed in the camera a little bit so my head and it aren't fighting for so much space.
Okay, now let's go to the cookie itself. The cheapest option would just to decorate on a surface you already have, but the background, kind of using a neutral background, is less distracting and more focused on the cookie itself. And those are kind of backdrops that we talk about.
It is a backdrops. I have an IKEA desk that I actually decorate on, and that's what I take those videos on. It's white.
Right. So that's pretty handy. If you didn't have, you could do the polar white backdrop from a core.
Yeah, you absolutely could.
Okay.
Because you can decorate on it, you can airbrush on it.
You couldn't. Yeah, I guess you could use one of those poster boards that you used to like turn in kids' projects on, but it would.
The problem with that is butter bleed, and it's technically not food safe.
I assume most of these are going to get thrown away, anyways.
It would, but if you have customers stuff on there, I
would you decorate a customer cookie on the TV, on videos?
All the time.
Okay. I thought maybe.
Yeah, I need more content. No.
Okay. So let's go to food safe backdrop. Okay. Turntables.
While I am a collector of them, I can't honestly say I use them.
Can I, an argument in favor of turntables, wouldn't it keep the cookie centered in a time lapse? Otherwise, the other cookie would shift around a lot.
For sure. There's this little ding on my table. Made a little nick when I dropped a scribe on there. That's my center point.
Okay. So either you have a center point,
yeah,
you mess up your IQ table.
What I realized though, because I was worried that the cookie isn't in the exact same spot. Here's what I've done. You know how I have 2 iPhones now. My one that I work, my real phone, and then the iPhone 13 that I just take video.
Yeah.
I do not move the shop canvas lamp in the iPhone 13, so it's relatively in the same spot.
But the cookie's a scoocha.
It's just a little bit, but you can almost tell when I do the editing.
Why wouldn't you use a turntable?
I just never got used to using a turntable. I did the hover method where I'm over top of it.
Okay. So really this is a little bit of the setup is down to the cookie.
It's down to what you want. But I see a lot of people use a turntable and they've customized it so their handles are actually on the turntable itself. So during the video, if you're watching the video and you like it, you can just see it's like at the Mixing Bowl Cookie Company.
Smart. Okay, their Instagram handles.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a smart idea. So we have our camera settings dialed in. We have the machinery needed, either the backdrop or the surface if you want to use a turntable, and then the tripod. Again, kind of the tripod is going to be the more money you invest, the better your results, just because of that weakening of the
arm.
The arm.
Yeah.
Okay, now, and then our apps to recommend, you can always use, you know what app I actually think you could also do? YouTube Shorts app allows you to look at videos in layers. That's how Premiere Pro works, which is a paid Adobe one.
Is that free, the YouTube?
It is free. Yeah.
You have to have a YouTube account?
Well, yeah. Like Archer.
So I guess you could just upload it from there then too.
Yeah, you can create it in there.
You can download it with no watermark from there?
Yeah. Like it's a video editor for YouTube Shorts because they want everyone to adopt to YouTube Shorts. But again, those are free options. Corey gave you 2 paid options, InShot and CapCut.
I will say with InShot, if you saw the videos I took straight out of camera, you'd be like, Corey, it's so dark. Your videos are so bright. You can brighten them in InShot.
That's nice.
Yeah, so you can play with the highlights just like you do for your photos. You can, I take the sound out, so there's no background sound. I can voice over in there. I can speed up the
voiceover next.
Yeah, speed up the video. I can clean up, highlights. If the color's a little too blue, I can change that hue. So
like levels and stuff.
You can also add little chirpy sounds if you wanted to. I've never done that. And you can change your transitions. So if you want a cool transition.
Nice. Okay, so that is the app CapCut.
InShot.
So if you could only pick one of those 2, which one would you recommend people starting with?
Because I've started with InShot, it's going to be InShot, but CapCut is so similar. I think you would be able to go for both.
So either option is great. You don't have to have both.
Yeah. Ashley was saying, and I cannot remember, so I can't quote her, that CapCut had one better thing over InShot.
It now has desktop editing.
Maybe that was it.
That's what I was reading about them. That's a cool idea. I prefer editing from desktop, but again, it's another step in a workflow. When your funnel gets long, you tend to fall out of it.
Yeah,
So keeping it
yeah.
pretty short and sweet. Now, let's go to this voiceover thing. So there's a couple of options with the audio. You can have your heavy breathing if you want.
Yeah, I
Little
wish.
murder mystery.
I am
there.
so, my face is so close to it. It's like,
Look at this cookie. Or what Corey does is remove that audio altogether. So technically at this point, the audio she's recorded this cookie decorating process, and if she sped it up, you'd sound like the mouse.
yeah, it does.
You know, so she has no audio at all. Then she's going to add an additional voiceover piece, which is an MP3. So she has the MP4 as a video, MP3 is the audio. How do you record that and add it?
InShot allows you to do it all within the app. So I can press record and then I can denoise it. I can add a fade in of music, fade out of music, and I
With
can.
the music selection, is it licensed? Is it from Instagram's library? Is it from TikTok's library?
It says that they're allowing you to use it, but if they ever want to bring a copyright on it, you're subject to those.
Which
terms
I
and
assume now
conditions.
you get one of those muted videos.
Yeah.
Where they've taken the
And there's
audio.
not a ton to choose from, so don't act like it's like this world.
So when I watch your videos, I don't hear a lot of music.
I have the music very, very soft. What I've really discovered is that when the music is too loud and you're really struggling to hear the person, ain't nobody got time for that. So I have the music very, very soft so you can barely hear it and you really can tune into the voiceover versus just the music itself.
Okay, that is good. So now let's say somebody's like, okay, I know how to decorate a cookie. I filmed it. What am I supposed to say? Are they talking about their lives? Are they talking about a murder mystery? Are they talking about cookie decorating?
Now this goes to what is your end goal with these videos? With the TikTok account, I wanted to see if I could grow other cookiers. So I gave them tips and tricks for here's the
So your
technique we're
target
doing
audience
today.
being other cookies.
It was,
which
yeah.
is perfect for sugar cookie marketing. We
Yeah,
want cookies.
that you want tips and tricks. If it was more of a local audience, like our cookie classes,
Yeah.
I'm just telling them how to do easy tips and tricks they can decorate at home. So
Right.
very beginner based, like, hey, if you like that, come and join our classes.
Now for Mixing Bowl Cookie Company, if you were to create content for that, what would the voiceover be?
My voiceover would be more, hey, I went and checked out this farmer's market last week. I just want to tell you a little bit about it. And it's not necessarily so much for the cookie
Right.
as much it is
Building
it
community.
connect. Yeah.
I mean, I think you almost for the mixing talk about Wegmans and how crazy their
Exactly.
dessert section is.
Exactly.
And people would resonate.
Some
with that.
people do videos and it has nothing to do with what they're decorating. They're literally just talking about their life.
Now, what audience do you think they're targeting? The general I want likes and followers, because I think that's what I see more when I see it in my feed, of which my feed is not dialed into cookies completely. It's more like, oh, this person got here because they're talking about general, and now it's almost that ASMR type visual
type
content.
of thing. I almost think like they're trying to connect with you personally,
Okay.
and they happen to decorate cookies
So are they
versus
growing a general TikTok following, not a target audience?
more of an influencer
Okay.
you're following for myself.
Okay, great. So really kind of creating the audio to match that. Now, I know I've heard you say it behind the scenes that you re-record the audio a lot.
I do re-record. So what I have learned, guys, when you film that video once and you post it up to your 5 places, you can film that, you can voice over that video again with new voice content and use that video again. So Heather actually saw this reel I posted, and it was a school bus cookie.
Yeah.
I had actually posted it 4 months prior, and it did just as good as it did 4 months prior because I went to do a test.
It's the exact same content twice.
It was the exact same content twice.
Interesting.
But you can, when I see something that one time I filmed a video and it was like, can't wait till Christmas, but I needed to post it after Christmas because I missed it. I brought it back into InShot. What InShot does that's really, really nice is it saves your drafts for you. So if I put a video
assume
together,
it's saving them locally on your device.
it is once I delete the clips,
They're gone.
it's gone.
Okay.
But then you have your end all video. So sometimes I'll bring that back in and
And voice over it again. So what Corey's basically saying is she completes the video, exports a complete MP4 file with the audio attached, rips off the audio again, and then adds a new audio. The same way you'd rip off the audio of your deep breathing, sped
Yeah.
out like
So
a
if
mouse.
I have a new, like a class coming up I need to fill, I'm going to take my old audio off and I'm going to say, hey, join us for class.
So again, now back to that. A lot of this content, what would you consider a good performing piece of content? How do you measure content performance? Is it within the first day I got this many views? Is it this one went viral?
My heart loves when I see saves.
Okay.
When I see saves, I said they can come back and they can notice me again. They can discover me
Essentially,
again.
because you've given them a tip worthy enough for them to save. If you're anything like me and you save something, we're never looking back at it.
But to me, it's like I have the opportunity to get back in front of you because you've saved it.
So that is your metric. So even let's say we got 2 views, but 2 saves, 100% save rate.
To me, win in my book.
Okay.
Win in my book.
So another thing, and I would like to tell everyone, do not archive or delete underperforming reels.
No. Heather knows, case in point, we have some things that go viral. They'll
I
go
can tell
viral
you-
once.
Yeah, like I can tell when they're starting to pick up again. Usually it takes a week or 2 weeks, but they'll just kind of hit, specifically on Facebook Reels, which again is that kind of weird place.
Yeah.
They kind of get picked up into this algorithm and then it perpetuates. Then as I start replying to these comments from people who'll never, they're not even in the same state we are. But as I start replying to them, it'll put it more and more and more in feeds. And then you got these, one of these videos that I've been nursing along for a while now. Has over, 1.5, 2 million views, 50,000 reactions, and, hundreds and hundreds of comments.
Yeah.
What is the point, from your perspective, of that kind of content? You can get paid in the bonus program, right?
The Reels bonus program,
Right.
yes. We have to send you that information because they said if you don't add it by March, you ain't getting $1. So the Reels, I have to say, I have consistently posted a reel or a TikTok or some type of video for the past, I want to say 6 months.
Wow.
Without fail. The issue I see, you have got to know what your goal is. When we got those viral videos, it was great to see what a viral video does. The people that came in with that viral video are not our target audience. No. They've grown the page, great, but those numbers aren't putting money in your pocket per se. The Reels bonus program is something that's offered to you based on criteria that your page reaches or your Instagram feed reaches, and then you can make money off of it. Which is awesome, but the Reels bonus program only lasts 30 days each time. So you have
for
to.
people who don't know what the Reels bonus program is, when you got content performing in a way, Facebook will say, hey, we'll actually pay you per view, right?
Yeah.
And then it pays you based on the performance for the 30 days of that video.
Yeah. So you can post, like mine, I think right now says post 127 videos in the next 30 days to see what you can make.
It's insane. What if you only post 126?
I only get paid. It just says you are capped out at 127. You can post
so you
2.
can't just go wild.
Yeah. You can't just
go
be like, all right, that.
Okay, so let's just recap our workflow for Tracy again. Get a decent quality cell phone. I don't think you got to break the bank, but obviously the iPhone, the top of the line iPhone, is going to be the biggest bang for your buck. If you want to get crazy, you can get into DSLR territory or mirrorless cameras, which is a bit overkill. I think it adds too many steps to the workflow.
And you'll quit. If you're like me and you have too many steps in your workflow, you won't do it.
Yeah, so if we're going to keep it easy, get a decent iPhone. And when it comes to the backdrop, again, if you have something white, something neutral, a plate at the end of the day. If we're trying to keep it our cheapest option, you can get just a really plain white plate and then decorate on that. Turntables also work. And then if you want to get a little bit more luxe, you can do backdrops like the Acore Polar White. Okay, then we go to our tripod. Your kid would be the cheapest option, but you're going to introduce a lot of motion sickness if you speed it up. So
a lot of arguments, a lot of talking back.
Stressed. I'd recommend a tripod of some sort, even if you can only afford a weaker armed tripod for now.
Hey, I used two Diet Cokes to keep it up.
Not a you can use 2 Diet Cokes, but if you want to get the luxe option, again, that shop canvas lamp seems to be a crowd favorite. What's that tripod that holds the iPad while you decorate and it's black?
Oh, the Archon mounts.
Can you use that one?
Yeah, you sure could. I know when I bought the Archon, which I don't have this anymore, it came with a cell phone mounter. If you still have that.
But I think the shop canvas and the Archon are around the same price.
Archon 150, shop canvas.
That was 130, depending on the base you chose.
Depends on I got the 175.
Can the shop canvas lamp hold a projector?
People have said yes.
Okay, so it's not as intuitive as the Archon from what I can see. However, it is a ton prettier. It's the shop canvas you can leave on the desk and use it as a desk light. The Archon you can use with an iPad to decorate with a projector. So it's going to be your use case there.
I want to say with the shop canvas lamp, we didn't touch on this. It comes with a lamp on it.
Oh,
and
it also
you can actually turn the lamp on and off. I usually use it off.
Turn it on and off.
Once it's plugged in, it's on. Get ready for that nightlight, guys. It's going to be long.
These features are putting in the lamps.
The shop canvas lamp, though, you can turn the brightness up.
Oh.
You can turn the brightness down. You
But
can
again,
turn.
you're preferring the outside sun
I
if you
do
can.
because of the reflection.
Reflection and shadowing, I'm sure.
I know. I said I told the lady I was going to take a video at night so she could see what it looks
It is
like.
rough to decorate and photograph at night. It is hard.
It is.
Go get you a white box, man. I've tried. It's not the same. It's not the vibe.
But you can also change the hue so you can warm it, cool it.
Okay. Okay,
So-
cool. So then we've got our editing apps of choice, keeping it cheap or free. You can use your iPhone's app that comes with it. YouTube Shorts app. I kind of like it. I've only, tinkered with it a bit, but it is free. And then we got the paid apps, which again are pretty price competitive at InShot and CapCut. Corey again recommends InShot. Then we go to, you could keep this pretty cheap.
You can keep it very cheap.
The specs again, even though Corey's going to make fun of me. You want to keep it under 60 seconds, so shoot for 59 seconds. We want 1080p because TikTok doesn't accept 4K. And then we want 60 frames per second or 24 frames per second, which is typical because the 60 frames per second is going to feel more crispy.
Yes.
Again, those are all in-camera settings. It's not a third-party app for those. Okay, so then we got the repurposing of the content. I think repurposing the content is amazing. Even Corey's little tip of strip off the audio file and then re-voice over it, or you can add trending music to it if you upload it within the Instagram app or the TikTok app. And then she posts it to Facebook feed, Facebook Reels. I know she posts into the groups as well. I've seen them. She posts it to Instagram. If you post a video to Instagram now, they all get uploaded to Reels. There's no separate feed for those anymore. And then TikTok. Two other places Corey didn't mention are YouTube Shorts and Pinterest Idea Pins also include video content. So wow, that's so many places. And I know there's even more places than that you can upload those, but those are the heavy hitters.
On your Facebook page too.
Personal page, LinkedIn company and personal page. Nextdoor I know can upload business and personal.
Yeah. And you can now upload short videos to your Google My Business.
Oh, you can. So almost we have just given you 12 to 13 places to repurpose a single piece of content, then take that content and repurpose it.
Yeah. Yeah. Why? People are like, oh, I don't. I was a little nervous resharing a video I'd already shared because I said,
knows.
Nobody knew.
I only knew because I work with the same company you do. But that content, and never delete or archive your content because it really kind of has this slow rollout.
It's got
from
longevity
these
to
apps.
it.
It's unlike Facebook page posts where you can kind of see the reach dies off at 2 to 3 days. 3 days if you're lucky. These Instagram Reels, the TikTok content, it just kind of seeps out over time.
Now I want to talk to you a little bit about strategies here. Instagram.
So we got our video, we got our audio, we've got the content, we got it. Now we're ready to post. This is where the strategy comes in. A lot of times you'll see discussed in the group, hey, I'm on Instagram. I have no trending audio. What do? I want some trending audio. A lot of times they'll tell you to change your category from whatever it is now. And if I made a post of what categories is yesterday in the group, if you want to search my name, they'll say change it to entrepreneur. And then you'll get more options to copyrighted music. Here's the thing. What is your end goal? Is it more views or is it more money in your pocket? Trending videos was big on TikTok. A lot of dancing videos was big. It's changed. Dancing video?
I've never danced. I've been told I was not a good dancer once. On the dance floor. Thank you, sir. Do you want to get more views in that way? Because then, yes.
Trending audio would be that feature that you want.
Then, switch it to entrepreneur.
But you're saying you're not even hardly using trending.
I don't use it hardly at all.
That's a great point. And then when you think of, if you sat down before you recorded anything and thought, who am I recording this for? It's going to really be the director of your media.
Yeah.
So if you're saying, of course, again, saying, I'm doing this for Sugar Cookie Marketing, she's going to add tips and tricks bakers would want to see. Maybe in marketing tips, which would be a little bit more dialed in. I think you're trying to be top of funnel and do this kind of like this gold luster dust battle thing.
Just to get you interested so you know my name.
Right. So while talking about selling cookies may not appeal to everyone in our target audience, talking about the type of gold you can use will appeal to more. But again, now Corey has a very broad top of funnel. A lot of those people will fall out when we start squishing them into marketing, selling cookies, which is expected. And then now as you kind of squeeze them in further, you can kind of see who's really in it and who ends up in, the product we sell, the cookie collars, right? So that's how we're working through these funnels. Now your funnel, a local cookie baker, if Tracy is trying to get influencer status, your funnels are going to be wildly different. Influencer status is going to be that ASMR content.
I need a lot more likes, a lot more views from people who might not put money in my pocket.
There's an interesting girl. I'm sure you're going to know at least what I'm talking about. She puts on makeup and talks about a murder mystery. You're watching her do her eye makeup as she's telling you this kind of murder documentary style type thing. And her jump cuts really move you along the story quite quickly. At the end, you get the completion of the story, and she has a beautiful face of makeup. Her target audience is likely influencer status. She's not necessarily selling me any makeup, and she's not profiting from directly telling us the story of the documentary. So we've got a really, really broad funnel. Now, when she turns around and says, hey, buy this eyeshadow, a lot of her audience is going to fall out.
I was just here for the true crime.
Yeah. So then you can kind of see that. And I'm sure that chick is millions and millions of followers, knows what she's doing. Now, when you take it to your local audience, would you want to, beat your face with makeup and then talk about a murder mystery and then say, buy my local cookies, I don't ship?
I know. Or would you want to take your little camera, go into the local cafe, the new coffee cafe, showcase some of your favorite things, and really connect with your local audience?
We had a client, real estate. You'll see it a lot in real estate because you can only show a house so often.
Yeah.
Right? They need to stay top of mind, but not everyone is in the market to buy a house. So instead, what she did was go around and feature local businesses within her selling demographic. So she'd say hey, I'm from this area and I'll tell you everything you need to know about the neighborhood. So
she really built credibility. I know this neighborhood. I've grown up in this neighborhood. Let me sell your house in this neighborhood.
Here's the good food.
Yeah.
And then now when you're ready to buy a house, she seems like this knowledge resource. So she really kind of dialed it in. Instead of saying here's my trip to Disney, we're 900 miles from Disney. She said, here's, the coffee shop that I really like, and here's what I get when I'm there. Now, what she does is she sneaks in houses that are for sale. Now, it's not, I stick around. I don't need to buy a house there. Yeah. But I like the content that is focused around the area because maybe I'll still find that restaurant that I'm interested in.
And more people are open to digesting that content because she gives such value before and after it.
Now, she has a big product because we're talking about a house. The average house in the area she sells in is $500,000. And then we have a really long funnel. People take years to convert.
Yeah.
So you're kind of seeing that. Now, if your funnel's a little bit shorter, cookies, $68.
It is.
It's a lot short of a funnel, so we can maybe do quite a few more sales posts versus these really long funnels.
I think if I'm dancing to a trending audio, I might not.
I think you could. I think you could sell cookies.
I don't think I could. I
would buy a cookie
will not.
if you shake your cookie. My cookie. So there is kind of that thought. So from start to finish, really you can do it if you have a cell phone for $0. So you can upload this content to these platforms. And then maybe if we pushed it to the luxe budget, you're out maybe $300.
Yeah, I would say.
If we're not including the cost of the phone.
Yeah. Yes.
Because then we'd be out
$1,700.
Yeah. Phones are expensive these days. But yeah, that's how you can kind of focus that and then kind of build this repository. You could do a batch recording day. If you have a set of 6 different designs.
Yeah.
That's 6 different videos. And now if you repurpose them and record over them different audios, you're just banking content to drip out over a certain period of time.
And we're all doing errands around the area. So I like when content shows a few different things. So now I'm trying to introduce my face, unfortunately for you guys.
It does really well.
It does, because I want you to connect with me, not my hands in the screen,
And that's going to be a different type of content. What I think, putting your face in, if you're filming, let's say pretend you posted 100 videos all decorating. Your audience is there for decorating videos.
They are.
When you post your face, you're going to see some people drop out, and you're going to think, it's my face.
That's weird.
But what it is people who are like, oh, that's not. So when Corey can diversify her content, essentially it's the double opt-in of content, right? So in an email marketing, you'll say, hey, do you want to sign up? People give your email and it says, check your email and confirm. That's a double opt-in to make sure that they're very intentional to confirm their sign up to your mailing list. With Corey putting her face in there, you're going to say, hey, you really in to learn from me? Or are you just here to get entertained with cookie decorating?
Yeah, you just want to watch something that's fun to watch.
You're going to stare at my mean mug and buy my cookies.
I will say the TikTok filters will make you look 10 years younger.
I can tell you're wearing the eyelash one.
Yeah. Yes.
Hi,
Why?
that's my
Because you
eye.
can see my eyelash over my glasses rim.
Hey, if it gets your face in front of it, here's what I tell people. You can always record anything. You can't go back in time and record something.
You're totally
So
right.
you may wait until that new skincare regimen, that red light that Corey and I hadn't had to have starts working. But you're going to miss out on a lot of the content benefits, especially when these platforms are rewarding you with reach. So obviously Instagram wants to take on TikTok. TikTok's the behemoth in the short form video content vertically filmed. So Instagram is like, hey, we'll give you a lot of reach if you come over and provide us with some of that content. So I would say like capitalize on it now. Corey and I were just talking about how Facebook pages, it used to be so easy to get a following.
It was.
Couple bucks. Who cares?
I could post a post and 75 to 100 likes easy.
Right. And that was what, 7 years ago?
Yeah.
8 years ago, 9 years ago. And now that was before, like when they were just introducing like ads. That's all you could run was page like ads. And then you're like, okay, here's a couple bucks. Who cares? It floods in. And then your content, there was no algorithmic squeeze of content.
You were not judged by the content.
Because it's chronological back then.
Yeah.
You just put
it out there and you're good to go.
And it rewarded posting a lot of content, not quality content. And then when they switched that around, we actually had to try. But right now, I kind of say Instagram has still got the algorithm. However, it is a lot more relaxed than I've seen on most platforms, especially TikTok's kind of losing it because it's gotten so crowded.
And I know a lot of people are like, they don't want to put their face on their feed or whatever. Go into your stories. Post your face once to your stories. It disappears in 24 hours. But you still can connect with people in that way until you get a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, humans just like to see the face of other humans. We are addicts. That's why reality TV does so well, I think. We just like to see other
I just want to see a train wreck. What? Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was trying to pay attention to what I was watching on YouTube. I just like seeing other people's lives, I guess. I would watch the whole thing.
I miss it. I wish it was back.
Like, wasn't it 5 years just vlogging, like, your life? Like a thing where you just lived this person's life with them?
I would watch it.
Yeah.
So I remember following Paris Hilton around.
I think that's kind of the queen of vlogging. So then when we come back into today, again, building that local audience, being the face to the name, kind of inviting people into like, hey, the local audience, I went to this local place. And I think you're going to see kind of more of that audience respond versus if you're like, hey, Heather, I just want to get sponsored by Wilton's or whatever. Yeah. You're going to want to do those cookie decorating videos. You're going to want to use trending audio. You're going to want to push out content, a lot of content, and then see if you can build up those numbers. But again, it comes down to your target audience and consider and look at your own actions. Who are you following and why did you decide to follow them? Ask yourself that question and see if you can determine your little test today. Your marketing homework is to see if you can determine who they think their target audience is.
Yeah.
And who they've decided to grow, right? Are you a stalker like me? And Summer, my little sister, really likes finding really one-off creators on TikTok who just document their day. They have under 1,500 followers there.
But they always are making 3-minute videos. And she likes long form content.
Yeah, she likes to listen to them talk about their day as Summer puts on her makeup.
Yeah.
It's just her favorite thing. So that's who I can see. Those people are ideally building their content off of her. She almost drops out of their funnel when they get too popular.
Yeah, she really wants someone relatable.
She really likes them relatable. Like
I was watching TikTok this morning, and this gentleman said, I've now been in the creator fund for TikTok for 365 days. So if you're unfamiliar, the creator fund is an option you can get when you've reached 10,000 followers on TikTok.
I thought they moved it to 100,000 followers.
No, it's
was it views?
Is there it could be a view thing, I'm sure. I'm sure because you could probably buy fake accounts to like your stuff. So you needed 10,000. And he said for the first month, he posted one a day. And then for the 11 more months, he posted 5 times a day religiously.
Oh, does he have black curly hair?
Yeah. With the dogs?
Yeah.
He said this is how much he made on TikTok was $27 an average per month on there.
Okay, well, that's worth it.
It was nothing. He said, but what the true thing was the brand deals he got, the influencer deals he got, and those options that he was able to cultivate his audience that came to him.
So again, outside of brand deals, that view count isn't ideal, isn't the top of. But again, for cookiers, I would say if we're focused on local cottage-based businesses, most of us can't ship anyways. You're going to want to grow that local audience. So you need to kind of really fall out of love with view counts and comments, and more in with that engagement rate. How many people are following me versus how many people engaged?
Yeah, I will say with the comments though, that's something that's been very hard for me to really get on TikTok and things like that.
But on Instagram, I see you replying.
On Instagram, yeah. TikTok, it's so hard to get a comment. Like they'll watch it, but I'm giving them too much info.
Man, I can just keep scrolling. I didn't know.
Yeah, I know.
Also, the weird thing TikTok's trajectory does is if somebody's friends with me and I comment on a video that they are not following the creator, it will show my comment first, and I hate that thought.
They do not want to see my stuff.
Anyone to comment on private. Sometimes I just want to ask a question and not have my sister say, "Why'd you ask this question?" So I don't comment.
Yeah, rude.
So that takes us through. So would you challenge everyone to make videos, or do you think it's not required?
I think I do challenge you to make videos. I think videos are easily to consume right now as an audience to somebody. I can tell you how many things I've bought by watching videos. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm saving things right and left that I never knew I wanted.
Right. From ads or just video?
No, just people talking about something they like.
Okay, so, and I will say that just like Corey and I said, like, you know, like my page ads were 9 years ago. I don't think videos will be forever. I don't know if like virtual reality and chat will, you know, chat GTP will be the future. But for now, video content seems to be the fan favorite.
It really is.
The snack of the day.
It is a snack of the day.
Yeah, so if you say, I feel like my reach is low, I don't think you could necessarily correctly assess that without adding video content and then coming back and saying, okay, well.
Right. Because Mark's team, everyone at Meta said the new thing is.
Mark by his first name.
I did. Mr. Zuckerberg. Mark Mayan said that video is what they want right now. So they're rewarding you if you give them what they want. So.
Right. So, and we as marketers, we are playing the game of the rules we didn't write. And then we must go forth where Mark, first name, last name Zuckerberg, tells us. So that takes us to that. I hope, Tracy, that answers your question. Obviously, at the end of the day, Corey's a huge fan. I don't make as many videos as I should, but she's kind of carrying that one. So
carrying it. If you hear a voice on there, it's probably mine.
Corey's the one who's talked through most of this. She said, look me up by name, but that was Corey's name.
I've
Corey Mira, not Miracle. Spelled incorrect in the group. So take us through our sponsors.
Our sponsors, starting off strong. If you heard Heather say core backers during our last little segment there, that is Food Safe Backdrop. They come in a few different sizes. The ones that I always buy are 23 by 23, perfect for cookie photos. They're food safe.
How about cookie decorating videos?
And cookie decorating videos. They're matte, food safe, waterproof, scratch resistant. They're just everything you'd want for a really good photo. I love when a cookie decorating video is done on white. It's what I prefer. And they have Polar White, which is their number one seller. Thanks to yours truly, who hawks the wares of the Polar White at any given chance.
20% off.
20% using code SUGARCOOKIE at checkout, my friends.
Mark says buy it. Yeah. Next up is Eddie, the edible printer, which I think they might be having their event.
Is it?
Weekend? It's in January.
It is.
And January's over, so it's basically, Christmas already. So Eddie is a direct-to-food edible printer that prints directly on cookies. Like, I can't describe to you how odd it is because as crazy as it sounds, that's exactly what you're picturing. Correct.
Yeah. It looks like a printer that would print a piece of paper, except for it's printing on royal icing.
Eddie, I think they're going to be at CookieCon.
They are
demo
both.
If you wanted to get a little sneaky peek before you. And I think Cookies by Karen is going to be at their event.
She's teaching at the one in January.
So you can print on transfers, which I think is wild.
She prints on the tiniest transfers.
That's wild.
You can see her do it. She's live every day.
You can print on donuts. Because they have
they do a donut
one.
one.
You can print on M&Ms. You can print on a bunch of stuff, and it's direct to food. So imagine any customization you've ever wanted to offer, or any lazy airbrushing route you've ever wanted to take. Eddie would do that.
Yeah, if you
use code I love Heather for 0% off because they don't run discounts.
If you suck at lettering, Eddie's there for you.
I think you need to do an Eddie reel because the thing's just going.
I did an Eddie reel. I have to do another one.
Yeah.
Did you get me the little insert there so it can? Oh, you didn't?
I did not.
Okay, I'll need that.
I did
ASAP.
not. Mark called me and I got busy.
Last but not least, we have a meringue powder that I swear by. It is called Royal Batch, and it's made by a company called Bakety Bake. She is a cookier, and she said, you know what? I think I can disrupt this world of meringue powder and give you something amazing. And that is what she did. I love it. I have been experimenting.
Find out what her backstory is. Like, did you just wake up and say meringue powder?
Yeah, how would you make all that
It seems like such a big thing to take on.
I know, but she's done a
meringue powder.
fantastic job. I've now been, so, you know, when you're teaching cookie decorating classes, the students work a little slower than like actual bakers.
But not slower than me, so.
There's the slowest. I've taken 1 tablespoon out of the mix because that's what Courtney Post, who makes this, suggested if you want more time before it crusts over. And it has just been a delight, and I'm saving on it.
Anybody who teaches cookie classes, having your icing dry slower will make a happier class.
You do not want it to crust over fast.
I have never seen, when the icing crusts probably normally, people
groans and
get
moans.
riety.
They do. Corey, come and save this.
Right.
You got to work a little faster.
Giving them a little bit more elbow room to fix their icing issues is welcome. You'll have a better quality class because people will feel that they did better.
Yeah. Sometimes I see like people, I can see their hands shaking when they're ripping the icing bag. I'm like, we need to cut that tip a little bit more. You're
Bulge Patrol.
I'm
on Bulge Patrol.
Yeah.
I am not good at being on Bulge Patrol, but I am on it.
We haven't had many. I
think
use these
to piping
sweet
bags.
pink olive piping bags. Now I don't want to use them for class because I love them so much myself.
That's what we've been using?
We have been using it. And it's stiff enough for the heavy-handed, but thin
what
enough.
were the ones that were exploding?
Those were the KC bags, CK bags.
CK. I really liked packing them, like filling them with icing.
Because they're soft on their hands.
I like
but
it.
they do have a little
It looks
bit
more
of give.
icing baggy to me.
I know.
But they did explode.
They did explode, and that's not worth it.
No.
At the end of the day.
Yeah. So, for a while I was on Bag Patrol or Bulge Patrol if I saw, like, because really they expand quite a bit before they give.
They do. I like decorating with that because it's easier on your hand because it's so soft. Then we went to a really hard bag, which was... Hold up. Borderlands Bakery. Love her bags for stiff consistency.
We did need that for the
bagging,
Christmas class.
Though.
It was very hard.
It was hard on the hand.
Yeah, we do use those ones for the stiffer consistency.
We did it for the lettuce and the hamburger one. We did it for the snow flake.
Yeah. Okay, good to know.
Christmas. You can save 10% off by using code TWINS at baketybakeIdaho.com.
Okay, that's a good one. Okay.
Now talk about the Better Business Bureau.
The Better Business Bakers Basics. So Corey and I have the Cookie College, which bread and butter, pride and joy. However, it is a lot. The biggest complaint of the Cookie College is that it is overwhelming. And I understand because we have to keep people entertained with learning. So classes are constantly being added as new technology and new marketing things and requests from Cookie College members come in, right?
Yeah.
Cool. And that is a lot. And I understand it is. However, to accommodate people are like, that's a little beyond me right now. I want to go on to the shallow end and that's kind of in the deep end. We created 13 foundational classes that each build on each other with the marketing basics. So Corey and I sat down and said, if somebody could only take 13 classes, what would they need to cover to go from zero to hero? From I'm just getting started, I know how to do the cookies, I don't know how to sell, to I make money today.
Yeah, to a really good, solid foundation.
I would say if I don't, and I actually gave these classes to the Cookie College members as well, because if you don't have the foundations right, none of the marketing that I can teach you is going to build
it's an
up.
Uphill battle.
Right.
You're doing things twice as hard.
Sandy foundation. So the Baker's Business Basics is, you can learn more about it at thecookiecollege.com. It's a subsidiary to the Cookie College, but it takes you through setting up a Facebook page and getting it configured correctly. So often day job clients, I mean, like, did you ever log back in when you set this up? Like, did you ever look at it?
Yes. Did you ever come back?
Have you ever thought about updating?
It says
anything?
coming soon, and you've made this business 8 years ago.
Right. So then it goes to creating a business Instagram, then connecting those two, which is such a huge tip, is connecting them correctly, because then you can use Facebook Planner, which we talk about as well, and then we can create posts in Canva, which we walk through as well, and pretty much the foundational basics. And that's why we call it the Baker's Business Basics, because that is what you kind of need to get started. I actually have a review from, I was working with somebody and they were working through it. Connie, I'm going to call you out on here. She said, She was asking me some questions about the new page experience. She said, I love that you put together the Baker's Business Basics. It's perfect for folks like me who feel overwhelmed with marketing and all the tools used. It provides a small, meaningful chunks for me to chew on and swallow. And then Connie said, I will be joining the Cookie College after she completes. But she's going through. The Baker's Business Basics is $36 a month. I don't want to take your money for more than a month. I think you can easily take all the classes. There's not even a yearly subscription option because you shouldn't need to be in there for more than a month. But if you need to, you can obviously keep your membership going. However, get there, take those classes. And then at the end, if you want to upgrade to the Cookie College, I actually give you a code to upgrade and grandfather into that original $68 price because the Cookie College is now $76. So my thanks to getting the foundations correct.
Yeah.
Here's a discount code to save some money when you come into the kind of big boy marketing because you'll have the tools needed to make that bigger marketing work more effectively.
And if you're like, you know what, screw it, just want to join the Cookie College, you can find it in there too.
I'll take your money either way, but
it's in there as well, so you can find it there.
Well, then now tell us about the Cookie Class Kids, which hasn't launched yet, but it's coming.
Gosh darn it. Did we launch something before we were technically ready?
Always.
We are doing, this is really cool, and I know we haven't talked about it much, but we are actually on our second month of it. We should get that January one going.
If you can give me the February one, I want to launch them together.
I don't even have the colors yet.
You're getting them.
Anyways, we are doing cookie classes. It is everything you need to sell cookie decorating classes. I'm talking all the promo photos you need.
To teach the whole thing.
Teach the whole class, to sell it, to not make your stuff boring. So your feed doesn't get stale with the same photo over and over and over and over again. I'm giving you stuff to create engagement. So we did this or that type things where you can vote on your favorite designs with people who made up that one class, Sweets for My Sweet.
One thing, so we got the January class teed up. You can't actually sign up for this yet, but we're working on it. In there, you have the PowerPoint presentation. Corey and Sweet Pink Olive worked together on these adorable and designs.
And it's always 4 colors. That's the biggest thing that I see. 4 icing colors, because if you were making 5 or 6 icing colors on prep day, God rest your hands.
Nothing do I hate more than prep day with a lot of icing colors. So it'll always be a beginner set. It'll always have only 4 colors. And it typically we'll have 6 cookies, maybe 7 if something's too easy. And it will take an hour and a half to teach the class. All you have to do is add your dough, add your icing, and add yourself, and teach the class.
Yeah.
I provide the PowerPoint, the slides that walk you through everything. Corey actually teaches people how to decorate it just in case you're confused. And then all the promo materials you want, from just the raw photos from Corey, which are beautiful, to the kind of cute and catchy design photos that I create in Photoshop using the photos. You can just download it all and then schedule it out.
Heather, the master of Photoshop. So I gave her one whole set, like one set of 6 cookies. And she took that and she made cute graphics for you to use that are using those cookies. So she took the Ugg boot that I made it going the other direction, flipped it so there's like 2 Ugg boots, and it says join our class starting this Saturday. And it's just graphics you can use. And it's really everything. What they said when they saw the whole course, that whole class set up, they said it was amazing. They said, wow, I feel so confident going into this class. I've never felt this confident before.
And the last few things I got to add is the copy that I'd recommend using in your post. Again, you guys know how to write copy, so you can do this. But if you want a little training wheels or you're lazy like me, and then the event listing copy, which I use Eventbrite because I don't mind paying the fees because I'm lazy, or you can use your own Square website or something like that. And then that will launch here soon. However, like we say, everything is included in the Cookie College. And if you'd like access to that early, Cookie College has already been using it.
We have Valentine's Day coming up, and we're doing We Go Together
set.
Like.
Corey and Sweet SPO, which you can order the cutters right now.
You can order the cutters in the STL file. Right. Someone already printed them and made them.
Because we got some Australians, and they were like, yeah, we can't afford $1 billion in shipping. So you can buy the STLs and get it printed.
Yeah, that's why we went with Sweet Pink Olive, because she was giving that option to everybody. It wasn't like you had to just order and pay $1 bazillion in shipping.
Right. So yeah, really cute stuff coming down the pipeline for that. That should launch, depending on when Corey gets the February class together soon.
If I can get it this week, I'll have them done this week.
But if you're like, screw it, I want the January, the snow, winter warm class, and all the Cookie College stuff, you can just sign up at thecookiecollege.com. I like it. It's great stuff. I think you guys will really like it. The Cookie College current members really do like it. They are biting at the next class. This class is, look, Corey and I talked about the highest margin item. And then keep in mind, every class Corey and I teach, we split 50-50. Still, it is cookie classes. Every ticket is almost.
And we are sold out for our Valentine's and Easter class. Thank you very much.
I have a wait list on one of them. I didn't check.
Sweet.
So that is the Cookie College, the Baker's Business Basics, and Cookies class kits. There's also the digital downloads. But again, all of this stuff is included in the Cookie College. If you want to save a couple bucks, you can start with the Baker's Business Basics, grab that discount code, and then upgrade to
You didn't have a twin dress last week nor this week yet.
Did you have one? The luster dust?
Do you want to talk about your new water bottle?
Oh, yeah, I got influenced. My sisters all showed up with these water bottles. Of course,
Owala.
Owala, Owala. And apparently you can get them from Target. Their color palette is cute, but they're sold out. You cannot get them. So, me, needing a dopamine hit, I drive to a faraway Target. I go to the water bottle section, which is abysmal. It's the apocalypse of water bottles.
It's the last aisle anyone goes to.
Yeah, I think they're like, I don't know where to put it. Put it in the water bottle aisle. And why they have that many water bottles? Good luck figuring out the price because they're on the ground.
Yes.
So I go to see if they have an Owala water bottle. Of course they don't. Dopamine all time low.
Yeah.
I'm kind of sulking a little bit. I have a bad attitude.
Because Heather, she didn't tell you she'd placed an order for one. And then it said, shame on you, lady. We won't get it to you till next month.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So Heather said, you know what? I have one ordered. I'm still going to go to Target to locate another one.
When you need dopamine, you're going to go get it. That's what. So I'm now sad. Now I'm at this point, I'm willing to buy anything from Target just for a small high. I walked down the yoga aisle, which was also kind of desolate.
Next to it.
There was an
Owala
tucked away. Of course,
just
we know somebody had put their mouth all over it. I just know because he wasn't in the right place. I lost it. But no, I have one. Just one. I said, Heather, you can't physically leave it here.
So she canceled her Amazon order.
I was going to keep both, but then.
I have an Owala, and that thing keeps stuff cold.
That's why I was influenced, because this is my older sister who is influenceable first.
Yeah.
She bought one, left it at my mom's house with ice in it the next day.
Still had
ice in it.
I saw a TikTok, got out of the car with my Owala. Ashley had her Owala in her hand. I said, you got an Owala? She said, I have an Owala.
I'm going to say, it comes in many sizes. However, the tiniest one is the one everyone wanted, so I didn't want a big one.
Fits in a car cup holder.
I'm going to say, it's not like, probably a doctor would be like, ma'am, you need to drink 2 of those in a day.
Probably, but the best part of it has an open hole so you can gulp it and a straw so you can sip it.
Yeah, so I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah.
I'm sipping live on podcast. There's a small, which I prefer, straw.
I like a straw, yeah.
And then there's like I'm really thirsty one. Here's another thing, spring-loaded locking thing.
A little finger holder. A little gripper.
Yeah, like a little thing to carry by. However, it does fit in the car cup holder.
It does.
Which was what everyone wanted. I have drunk more water in this week than my entire life.
It's a treat to open the top and to sip on the straw.
And the colors are cute. What color did you get?
I got the straight black. I wanted it to blend in with the inside of my car. I want to be like, where's my wallet?
Oh, maybe there's like, did Summer have one? No, she doesn't like water.
She did not like water.
She did not like life-giving properties.
So Ashley got an all white one.
And I got this colorful one that even my mom was like, where did you get that? I was like, good luck, buddy.
Others is like an orangey because you can't see it with a purple top, and her lid is like a magenta.
And pink. And red.
A pink and oh yeah.
And green.
Yeah, it's got like 4 colors.
Fun colors. Well, I've been influenced. It was $20.
$20?
So
I think mine was 30.
Mine was also.
I got it during the prime when TikTok really didn't like it too.
I think I've drunk more water. Is it the best water bottle? I don't know. Everyone. Oh, but when I was checking out at this Target, there, of course, the plexiglass is still everywhere.
Sure.
And stuck to it as a million notices. I'm trying to read them all.
Yeah.
But I did go to the guy checking me out, not self-checkout.
Was he checking you out?
No. Yeah, I looked like he probably said you need 2 bottles. But there's a sign saying you're only allowed to buy 1 Stanley cup. I said, Stanley?
Stanley's.
Yeah, you can't buy 2 there. So I was like, did I get the wrong water bottle?
It's not a Stanley though.
I know. Like, why? They're limiting purchases
but
of Stanleys.
Did you hear, was a whole marketing thing that pushed Stanleys to be bought out.
But I think, which one's more? Ashley, then Ashley, the influencer sister, shows up with a Stanley last weekend.
Did you see how huge it was? You pretended it was a lantern.
Oh, it was
guiding our way.
One if I land, 2 if I see.
Yeah, Stanleys are too big. They're just too large.
Too large, subjectively. I'm sure that's the amount of water you're supposed to drink.
Yeah, but let me fill it up.
This thing I've been toting around. Ashley, our oldest sister, has ADHD, and the doctor said, treat yourself to a new water bottle every 3 months. Because you'll
fixate on it and you'll drink more water.
And I will say, I think there's some science to that, because
you're just trying to justify your purchase.
Oh, absolutely. I'm going to carry it around for about 3 months, and then I will
When I
donate it.
moved, I said I am not going to be a collector of water bottles anymore. That side of me is done. I will have one good water bottle that I will use and abuse.
Yeah, Walla is your number
It's the
one?
only one I have.
I don't see him here today.
I'm also not drinking water today.
Okay.
Personal issues.
And our stuff. Drinking into that Coke. Hold off that mustard dust.
Did you check the mailbag?
I don't live by the
Did you check the
mailbox.
mailbag?
I didn't live by the
Did you,
mailbox.
do you have children and things you report
I
back
don't
to?
live 5 minutes from the post office like you do.
I'm going to need you to go do that ASAP.
I would rather pluck out both my eyes and put them in my wallet.
Thank you.
I do not like the post office, and I do not live there anymore. Did you have a oh, you know what I once say? Follow up on my other twin twist.
Yeah?
The Shakti mat.
Okay.
I've got it last week, and I've done it every day. It'll wake you up. It's not some...
Explain what a Shakti mat is. And hurry, because my kid's texting me to come and pick it up.
Acupuncture is somebody actively puncturing you with... I've never had acupuncture done.
Is it called active puncture or acupuncture?
Wow. Acupuncture. I think Dad got it done a lot. Apparently, I don't know how it works. You and Grady got it done a lot. But acupressure is the po man's acupuncture, because your body weight puts pressure on these kind of, they're made of plastic.
And what's this doing for you?
Great. I like something. Let me like
What
it.
is doing it for you?
It lowers your, so you know, like when you cut yourself and then you get a paper cut and it like hurts immediately and then it stops?
Yeah.
Kind of apparently that vibe. All over
so
your
is
body.
it like, where people are like, you get addicted to getting tattoos because the pain brings endorphins?
I would not be surprised if the same concept arises. So you lie on it and you are like, oh my goodness, this is terrible. But as you lay on it for a period of time, so they say recommend 40 minutes, I've only done 10,
All right.
It stops hurting as long as you don't move. Don't sneeze while you're lying on it. And then you're kind of like, oh, so they say it kind of relaxes you and calms you. A lot of that has to do with the fact that you can't move for 10 minutes. So I do that mindfulness app there.
Okay.
I mean, that obviously your stress is going to be less just by not doing something for 10 minutes, not looking at your phone.
For sure.
And then now add in the acupressure and this kind of mindfulness practice. And I think you've got a nice recipe for slowing down your brain and your cortisol.
Yeah. Yeah. I was watching another TikTok, speaking of, and she got well known because she has cystic acne. And she made a video and she's just crying. She said, I don't know how to fix it. So she finally goes to the doctor, who said, your cortisol levels are so high. I think it's the cause of your acne. So her step is to take steps to be less stressed.
And me, I have a pimple all the time. But this other girl I saw on TikTok, she was like, everyone's like, go on Roaccutane, which is the oral one. But she was like, no, because my body is telling me something.
It's the same lady we're talking about.
That's right. You got my news feed too. I thought that was good. So she was saying inflammation on your skin is a symptom of something going on internally.
And so she says, I think it's stress. And she went over, she's like, I have had a stress. I've been living at this stressful life that she doesn't think of it as stress because she's just always stressed.
And I think a lot of people think that high stress levels is normal just because that's what we've always experienced. But I would wager if you can really focus on cutting out the major stressors in your life, which is no easy task. I mean, at this point, I'm laying on a spiky mat.
Truly. You have to think about.
You have to be very cognizant. And mindfulness allows you to do that. I really like that app, the Waking Up app. Because
the gift I bought you for your birthday.
That is the Morphe ball. But they're both mindfulness practice. So 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever you want to do. And then all these, and I got you the Calm Me Go.
I
which
used
is
it
breathing
today.
exercises.
Yeah, it is.
And then, taking a walk every day, going out in nature, drinking
more water.
Wow.
A wall of water.
Hold on, I drink this. But yeah, so really kind of like this anti-stress movement. Start a new book called Your Money or Your Life. Kind of about finding that sweet spot between, because obviously having all the money in the world still doesn't make you a happy person. So what makes you a happy person with enough money to, suffice your basic needs?
Yeah.
We'll report back on that. Do you have any twinters?
Did I ever talk about that Aveda peppermint oil?
I think maybe that's a great one.
Okay. I have to say, I'm not really much as like oils or whatever. I love the smell of them. Put them on my body. But there's this one from Aveda, and it's a peppermint oil, and it's a nice sweet peppermint.
You wouldn't call it. I don't think it's an essential oil, is it?
It's made of essential oils,
Oh.
but it's actually more oily. Like you could put it on your skin, and like if you had dry skin, it would help you out.
If you guys don't have an Aveda store by you, let me describe to you every smell you wanted to smell at a spa. That's the place where they get the
pure
smells.
relaxation. I love everything that Aveda makes, but you can buy it online. But Aveda has this peppermint. You can get in a roller form or a bottle form. I have both. But if you put it on the back of your neck, it will instantly cool you. You'll feel an instant coolness that will last about
blood
5
vessels
minutes.
around that area.
Yeah, I don't know. But I do it every time I get out of the shower, right on the back of my neck. It really starts me off with a more calmer, just relaxed, dare I say.
Yeah.
And the smell of peppermint is also a relaxer.
Yeah, I don't think we need to be white knuckling life, gripping the steering wheel, yelling at somebody who didn't run that yellow light in front of us because it's not that serious.
It's not. It's not.
So, anti-stress 2023, drink your water, buy your Walla Walla.
Walla water.
Okay, I think that takes us to the end of it, right?
Right? I feel like we're so out of order
I feel like
today.
we're missing something.
We didn't do text because the whole
However,
thing
there
was a
is
text.
a Facebook Live tonight.
Oh, yeah.
We got the
Subscription
lives teeing up.
boxes, guys.
Nicole Stolfi, I call her. That will be tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard. So if you're listening to this podcast,
And let me just
about
before you're like,
happen.
a subscription box, yes, if you want guaranteed orders each month, if getting new clients is frustrating for you.
Lead acquisition is expensive and it's hard to do. So subscription boxes have repeat leads. So they're repeat clients. So you don't have to do acquisition from ground zero each month. However, to get someone to subscribe to a box requires marketing.
It does. So Nicole Stova is doing one tonight, but there is one that's a previous one done by Amy Russell that you can get 2 different perspectives. They live in different parts of the United States, so you can really get 2 different ideas of what might work for you.
I know Stolfi sent us her subscription box last year and I ate it all.
Yes.
Delectable. So that'll be a very interesting live. She did just submit it 2 days ago and didn't even think I'd get the event up. I didn't think I would.
I know.
Either, but I did.
Yeah. So she ships them out. So if you're in a state where you can't ship out, that might be something.
However, if you can't ship, it's still an interesting lead source.
I mean, if they did a monthly pickup, like you totally could.
That'd be pretty neat.
Yeah.
It'd be creative. So I'm curious to see how she's going to approach that. That'll be tonight, which is, what's today's time? The 17th at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Noise.
And then if you miss that, you can always rewatch it. If you're on like podcast like 20 and we're on podcast 95.
Hopefully it's still there. Hopefully Facebook's still around.
Future. Or we're in the past, whatever. Okay, I think that wraps us up.
I think that wraps us up. I think
Look,
it wraps us
have
up.
something to say.
Did we miss something?
Maybe.
How many minutes have we been speaking?
16.
Oh, that wraps us up.
Bye, guys.